Thank you so much, and thank you for the visit yesterday. I appreciated the conversation and talking with you a little bit about spectrum and spectrum utilization. And I think it's fair to say that the EMS has been treated as a permissive environment. And I'd like for you, for the record, to talk a little bit about how we regrow the expertise that is necessary to operate in a contested EW environment, and then how we conduct our modeling and testing without revealing our expertise to our adversaries. And you and I spoke a bit about this yesterday. And as we look at moving forward with your confirmation, which we hope will be swift, I'd like for you to just expand on that for a few minutes.
Senator, one, I thank you for the question today as well as the conversation yesterday. This is an area that deserves more attention and conversation. You are quite correct that our military's ability to operate in electromagnetic spectrum is being contested in a way that we have not seen in a long time. It is no longer a permissive environment. I could draw parallels to what is happening in the cyber domain and the space domain. So we have work to do. STRATCOM has very specific unified command plan responsibilities in terms of advocacy for joint electronic warfare, and a lot of that starts with building the expertise. Services are doing this. I didn't give you this example yesterday, but I have just reorganized the submarine force to bring electronic warfare into a principal warfare area on its own and regrow a series of specialists that will put that on par with cyber and communications in terms of a certain number of sailors dedicating their careers to expertise in that area. Beyond that, we have to get more agile in spectrum. We have to be able to dynamically maneuver. You are quite correct that our ability to do modeling and simulation will enable us to train better without revealing what our capabilities are potentially.
Do you have the simulation capabilities that are necessary?
We have some, but we don't have sufficient ones. We have work to do.
And quantify that a little bit, if you can, the amount of work that is necessary to bring us to par.
It is, one, an intellectual challenge. There is a resource challenge to it. Models are not accurate enough yet for us to be high fidelity. There's a joint nature to this that we need to bring it together. The services are doing individual things, and we are just in the beginnings of putting the joint interoperability pieces on this to the level that we need to do.
Do we have a concept of operations plan or not?
Senator, we have multiple individual service concepts of operation.
But nothing cohesive.
But we have not pulled those together in a more current total joint look across all services.
Okay, would that aid us in being more intentional with our spectrum use? As you and I talked yesterday, I think that inventory and analysis on our spectrum utilization, and especially looking at the mid-bands, is something that we probably should do. So talk a little bit about that.
No, Senator, you are, again, quite correct in that, one, spectrum is essential for military operations, our ability to access, and it's not only in the mid-bands, but this gets up into ultraviolet and infrared. So it's a scarce resource. Static allocation, while effective in a permissive environment, will not work in a dynamic environment. There are competing commercial demands that need to be addressed in peacetime. And so there's work across the board in our understanding to dynamically use and operate inside spectrum.
Okay. With that, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to yield back.